This is James Helder for IFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. With me, I've got Gavin McDONNELL, Big Twin Gav. Firstly, congratulations on becoming the WBC International Champion, mate.
That's it, nice one, thanks.
Came to the dressing room last night, you was in the shower. The team were like, come back in 15 minutes. I came back, you were so excited to go and watch the main event that you just literally had gone.
Straight in and out, do you know what I mean? I had about 10 minutes, so quick wash. Yeah. Got my gear on. I obviously didn't want to miss the fight. Big fight. Didn't want to miss it, so I got my gear on, you know what I mean, and headed out ringside.
Let's talk a little bit about your fight before we come on to the main event. You was facing Jorge Sanchez for this WBC International title. Very sort of tough man, bit of an unknown quantity to be honest.
Yeah.
How much did you know about him coming into this?
I didn't know too much about him. You can see in his record he could punch a bit. I thought maybe he would have slowed him down a bit more over the distance. I got to the back end of the fight, and they were saying you keep it in his body, you'll probably stop him. But I'm not one of them fighters who's too fussed about putting myself in risk just to get a KO. The things I was doing were working. Do you know what I mean? So there was no need to go taking stupid risks. The kid could punch, you know what I mean? He had a bit of weight in his punches, and if I'd got caught with one, you know what I mean, I'd have only kicked myself. So I thought I'd keep it simple and just box his head off, do you know what I mean? And happy enough with my performance. We've got another win, we move forward, we can get straight back into training camp and work on things ready for the next one.
British, you defended it once, you then won the European title.
Yeah.
Defended that once, vacated that, then won the WBC silver title.
No, I won the WBO International.
Title.
Won the European and defended that, and now obviously I've just gone and won that one.
Good haul of belts for yourself.
Good. I've only had 17 fights. So all in all, do you know what I mean? From all my titles, I've got 6. You know what I mean? What I've 6 titles, what I've won in 17 fights. So you're just ticking boxes, you know what I mean, getting experience. To say I've only had 17 fights, I've got quite a bit of experience, and that's what you need ready for when you get up to world level.
Do you feel as if you've expressed yourself and made a statement for yourself now, coming out of sort of having your brother and him sometimes taking a lot of the limelight where he is world champion? Do you feel as if you've established yourself now as a name in your own right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do in a way. I feel as though I'm stepping out. I don't think I've fully stepped out, do you know what I mean? But I can feel myself, do you know what I mean, getting my own name, recognition. People are going out now, mistaking our kid for me, and do you know what I mean? And I'm getting there now, and I'm not far behind him. Obviously, what he's done is massive, do you know what I mean? But I'm not far from a world title. I just need to go out there, stay focused, keep doing what I'm doing, because I'm improving at a massive rate, you know what I mean? I'm putting the work in, and hopefully we can get a world title this year, win a world title, and then chase down the big fights.
The WBC belt was on the line last night, as we spoke about. Ruiz taking the WBC title, so now is that the fight you would look at? He's
a champion, you know what I mean? Whoever's got the belt is the guy I'm aiming to fight. Seja had it, he's been beat, so obviously Ruiz is the man who we've got to fight. That's how it is, you know what I mean? We might have to have another fight in between, but obviously if we did, it wouldn't hurt no. So we're learning every time, improving, so we'll have a week or 2 off, and then we'll sit down and see what dates get sorted.
What's it like working with Dave Caldwell day in, day out? Do you think you've improved as a fighter as long as you've worked with him thus far?
He's a great trainer. You know what I mean? He shows me day in, day out where I'm going wrong. Keeps on at me, keeps me in check. Not that I need it, do you know what I mean? But it keeps us on our toes. Just, do you know what I mean? I give him a lot of credit, Dave. He's a fantastic trainer. You can see in our kids, you know what I mean? I've seen in our kids' mentality how he's going about his business. He's really installed a bit of discipline in our kid, which we needed, do you know what I mean? And and it's showing in our training, in our fights. You know what I mean? And it's nice when people are picking up on the things we're working on, because it's a credit to Dave. You know what I mean? He's putting a lot of time and a lot of effort, and it's nice to see him getting a bit of credit, because without him, you know what I mean, we won't be improving at this rate.
I want to talk a little bit about the main event. Carl Frampton defending his IBF title and taking Scott Quigg's WBA title at the same time.
Yeah.
What was your initial reaction to the fight?
I watched the first 9 rounds, and I just nipped backstage because I needed some water. And I had Frampton. He were in a good rhythm, boxing really well. I don't think Quigg quite got going. Obviously they said I've seen the last 2 rounds which were cracking, you know what I mean, but they said it got going the last 4 rounds. It'd have been nice if the full fight would have been like that, like we all wanted. But sometimes these big fights, they don't live quite up to the expectation and the build of what they are. Do you know what I mean? They don't always go to plan. End of the day, a fighter, it's their job just to get the win. Do you know what I mean? Either way, whether it looks good, entertaining, as long as you win, that's all that matters. But yeah, whether it wants a rematch, I don't know. I think there will be a rematch.
Somewhere down the line.
I do, yeah, I do. But I don't think it'll be next. You know what I mean? I think Frampton will go on now. Do you know what I mean? And fight maybe a couple of big names. Santa Cruz I've seen over in States, which rightly so. Do you know what I mean? He's number 1 in it. Do you know what I mean? Him and Redondo. That'd be a good fight actually. I give Frampton a chance. Do you know what I mean? They say Redondo is this, you know what I mean, unbeatable super bantam, but I think Frampton had given problems. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, a fight's a fight, and one punch can change a fight. And I'd definitely give him a chance.
How impressed was you from a boxing point of view with Carl Frampton's performance last night? Do you think that was the difference, that Frampton really turned up last night, in your opinion?
From round 1, he got straight into his groove. He got into a rhythm, and he was out jabbing Quigg, which I was a bit surprised at, because I thought Quigg might work behind his jab, do you know what I mean, and start building a bit of rhythm. But Frampton, credit to him, he jumped straight in, got straight into his groove, do you know what I mean. And although there wasn't too much landing cleanly, he was landing and touching with gloves, and he was just building his momentum. Do you know what I mean? And for me, they were winning the rounds, whether they were landing clean or not. Do you know what I mean? He looked the busier fighter. So, but I think, do you know what I mean? The back end of the fight, obviously, we were cracking. Quigg's still world class. Do you know what I mean? He's definitely going to be world champion again. I think he can beat world champions out there, and he will fight the best. Do you know what I mean? I think he'll take it a little bit hard. Do you know what I mean? It's his first defeat. But yeah, credit to him as well.
We've seen Scott Quigg obviously go to the hospital.
With
a broken jaw. Eddie Hearn posted out on Twitter a picture of his jaw. How much sort of respect do you have for Scott Quigg if he broke his jaw in the third or fourth round to then carry on?
Mate, just having little niggles in fights puts you off. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine having a broken jaw, and that's the main place you're going to be getting whacked by, not just some idiot. Do you know what I mean? One at best in your division who can punch. Do you know what I mean? It just shows what sort of a man he is. Do you know what I mean? And what he's made of, to be able to fight with a broken jaw and put up a good fight and come on strong. I mean, you can only take your hat off to fighters like where fighters have give up in past. You know what I mean? I give Scott Quigg a lot of credit. You know what I mean? Guys fought with a broken jaw. You know what I mean?
It was nice to see Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg talk to each other after the fight backstage. We've got a little video of that. It was good to see them coming together and show that mutual respect, which was nice to see. Did you enjoy seeing that?
Yeah, it's always nice. Fighters, there's respect there. There's always respect. It happens all the time. Everybody fight week. You're just getting your little bits of edges, but deep down, there is idiots about, well, you can't stand and you won't shake the hand after, but they're very, very small minority. Do you know what I mean? And when you, I know he's known. Do you know what I mean? You could see they didn't, not like they didn't like each other. Just the camps didn't get on. They were trying it back and forth. There's mutual respect there. Do you know what I mean? You can see it, and it's nice. And there's no other sport what's like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just go in there, knock lumps out of each other for 12 rounds, and then go shake each other's hands. You know what I mean? And as though no it's gone off. I mean, I come in here last night. My opponent sat down at bottom end. I went down there, shook his hand. We had photos with his team, mine, his team. I sat table next to him. I had my pizzas, he had his pizzas. We had a little chat. I told him, credit to him, he gave me a cracking fight, tougher than I expected. Do you know what I mean? And for stuff like that to happen, do you know what I mean? It's just nice to see, and there's respect there. Do you know what I mean? I just said to him, I hope you got paid well. Do you know what I mean? For coming over here, giving me a good fight.
It was a good fight to watch, obviously, from a neutral's point of view, and even from an English point of view, supporting an English fighter. But are we going to see you now kick on from here? What's the plan
Hopefully.
over the next sort of 6 to 12 months, if you like?
I'm in the gym all the time. Yeah, I just want to improve. Just keep me busy. I don't want to be out at gym. You know what I mean? I want to date. My team will pick the fights. I'm not bothered who I fight. Do you know what I mean? End of the day, if you want to be a world champion, you've got to beat them all. Do you know what I mean? There's no easy way to be a world champion. So I don't care who I fight. Do you know what I mean? We want to be a world champion. You've got to beat the best to be the best. My brother's done it, and I don't want it no other way. You know what I mean? He's done it the hard way, and that's how I want it.
Some of the biggest fights we've seen over the last couple of years have been sort of domestic, hot-headed clashes, if you like. The likes of Froch Groves, the likes of Carl Frampton v Scott Quigg. Do you think that having that domestic rival, that big domestic rival, can make a big difference in gaining you that big fight, if you like?
Of course it does. They're the fights. Do you know what I mean? What spark. Look at last night. Do you know what I mean? Them fights, they don't come round very often. That fight's been in the making for 4 or 5 years. Do you know what I mean? That's like most of a professional career. Do you know what I mean? Most fighters, 8 years tops. Do you know what I mean? So basically 5 years. These fighters will probably only fight for another 3 or 4 years. Do you know what I mean? So them fights only come round. Might only get one or two. Do you know what I mean? With a rematch. So it's nice. Do you know what I mean? It'd be nice to get some rivalry going, but I don't know. Do you know what I mean? In all fairness, I'm too much of a nice guy, to be honest. I don't disrespect nobody. I don't go out my way to get under people's nerves. I just get on with what I do, and I'm happy just to fight. You know what I mean? It's not in me to badmouth. Obviously, there's certain fighters, you know what I mean, who'll get under your skin and what have you, but it's not in my nature.
David Caldwell said he thinks you weren't naturally the most gifted of fighters, but he thinks what you lack in that department you make up for in the fact that you're such a hard worker and you will go through a wall if he tells you to do that.
Yeah.
Are you going to work on the technical aspects of your game over the next 6 months as much as anything else now?
That's it. I mean, the belief's there now. When the results are there and you see improvements, people telling you how well you're doing, you start believing. When you get that belief, you want to work more, put more in, more sacrifices. It's just a progression. I'm gonna go out there. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna achieve my dream. And I know I've got to work hard. I'm literally willing to do anything. Do you know what I mean? I train so hard and do what I'm told. Do you know what I mean? Sacrifice everything, and that's what it takes.
What's David Price been like coming into the gym, and do you spend much time sort of around him with Tony Bellew and stuff?
Yeah, our training sessions sort of overlap. He's only been down last couple of weeks, do you know what I mean? He's only started coming down, so we've not spent a lot of time. We just have like half an hour as we're like switching sessions and that, but he's a nice addition to have, do you know what I mean? He's a lovely fella, Pricey. So is Tony. Tony was in my changing room last night. In all fairness, only have to look at Tony for inspiration. You know what I mean? He's one of them people. And he just talks to you. You know what I mean? And I've had conversations with Tony. I've left. I feel like I want to go conquer the world.
Just me.
Do you know what I mean? That's the sort of they're the sort of people who you want around you. It's nice, do you know what I mean, to have these faces in the gym, and hopefully this year we're going to crack on, do you know what I mean, and all of us, do you know what I mean, potentially could be world champions.
What's the most passionate thing Tony Bellew's ever said to you in conversation?
You're asking me off the top of my head. I get punched in the head for a living. He says, just mate, you don't even have to say too much. You just have to be in the same room as him, and he gives off that that aura. Do you know what I mean? It's just that's what sort of person he is. You can probably see yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a nice fella, Tony.
Listen, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Your family and friends are waiting to sort of take you back to Doncaster.
No, we're going to have an hour. I've seen a lot. Been here 3 days now. I've seen a few restaurants.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk round. I'm going to take my pick. I'm going to have a nice meal and then head back home.
We went to a nice barbecue place the other night. It's quite good if you like barbecue food. I don't know if that's on your radar.
I don't know what I fancy, to be honest. I've not had no cravings. I mean, my nutritionist Dave, he's been giving me top-notch foods, and I've had no cravings. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't really know what I fancy.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go and do your thing. Thank you for giving us some of your time. I'm sorry we didn't get you.
Glad I on fire this morning.
Listen, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, mate, and I'll catch you again real soon.
Nice one.
Cheers, Gav.